Good morning. Good morning. We are the subtotal of the choices and the decisions we make on a daily basis. I am super excited about today because we're going to talk about some of the decisions we've been making up to this point, being that this is the last day of March. Come on, it's March 31st, y'all. And my goal here with Effective Living is to help you understand principles that will help life come alive for you. The truth is, once you discover the principles that are correct to living life effectively, everything changes for you. Everything changes for you. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller, man. And if this is your first time on our YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you, every day we're dropping great content and we bring some of the best people on the planet to just bring certain truths to us that helps us to, will allow you to go to new levels and new heights. This morning, I got one of the native sons, one of the great guys doing some phenomenal things in the Bahamas. Nathan Sweden, what's going on, man?
Hey Ricardo, all is well, bro. Good to have me. Good to have me on your show. Good to be on your show, I should say.
Man, listen, I appreciate you accepting my invitation. I've been following you. You're passionate about what you're doing. You're helping people. Just go ahead and tell our viewing audience a little bit about you.
Well, first of all, I'm a child of God. I'm a Christian. Everything I do first, I put God first. I'm a husband of one beautiful wife, Nicole. I am the father of a beautiful daughter, my nice sunshine. She's 7.
Yeah,
Um, by profession, I'm a self-mastery expert.
yeah.
So what it is I help people to manage their thoughts, emotions, and actions, and I focus on 3 areas, which is health and wellness, career, and addictions,
Yeah.
because those are 3 areas that I have mastered in my life and continuing to master because self-mastery is an ongoing process.
Most
But
certainly.
those are the top 3 areas that I was able to transform and master in my life because I was in a very bad situation
Yeah.
in my life. And I did that. I studied, got the certifications, and now as a self-mastery expert, I provide coaching and training. That's one side. On the other side, I'm also the CEO of NLS Global. So NLS Global is of course, a self-mastery firm. We focus on providing education and training for individuals and companies. We focus in 3 areas: developing mindsets, emotional intelligence, and behavioral change.
Oh man, listen, I'm so excited about learning more about your businesses and the services you offer. You mentioned something. I want to dive into this right away. Vanessa, thank you for joining us. Listen, we got some of the best people watching us connected to our channel. If you have not put on that notification bell to make sure you know when Ricardo Miller goes live, hey, you got to put it on because it'll let you know. Okay, I'll let you know. Listen, Nathan, you said self-mastery expert. Now, I'm a believer as well. I'm a Christian. The whole word self-mastery, man, how did you get to the point where you accepted that word in relation to where we are as a culture in the Bahamas, more Pacific, even the world from a Christian standpoint? People don't even like the word self. But self has to be studied, self has to be mastered, self has to be brought into an understanding to have life come alive to the fullest. But you accepted the term self mastery. Tell us a little bit about your acceptance of that word, acceptance of that as a profession.
When I started off a very rocky place. Like most of my life, I lived a very reckless and loose lifestyle. I talking about promiscuous living. I was addicted to smoking, to marijuana. I had a serious drinking problem. I mean, I if I sit down and tell you everything that I've been through in my life, you would be
Yeah.
shocked, right? But it wasn't until I think that was about 2010-ish around there, I realized that my life kept going down, 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 down. And I was just bringing everyone down with me. All of my loved ones, my parents, my siblings, the people I was in relationship with, and I realized that for me to change or for me to add value to anybody else, I have to first focus on myself. I have this thing where I say you have to be selfish in order to be selfless.
Yep. Yep.
All right. We seem to think that the word selfish is a bad thing, putting yourself first, prioritizing yourself.
Yep.
But I think the opposite. I put myself above my daughter, above
Mhm.
my wife. And if you know me, my daughter and my wife are everything to me, everything to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
And I put myself above them. The only person I don't put myself above is God,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because He's the reason I'm here. When
yeah,
I say I put myself first, I realize in order for me to transform my body, I
yeah,
need to start making time for myself. I
yeah,
need to start meditating. In order for me to build my business, I need to focus on keeping myself motivated,
yeah,
on overcoming procrastination, but it always focus on me, me, me,
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
So I realized that probably about 10 years ago or so that I have to put the focus on myself. And I came up with the title Self Mastery Expert because I realized everything I preach, everything I teach, every workshop I do, I keep telling people about self, self, self,
yeah,
self,
yeah,
self. You get
yeah,
so I realized I kept talking about self mastery without even noticing it. So I gave myself that title, Self
yeah,
Mastery Expert, got my certifications as a life coach, as a health coach, got a
yeah.
whole slew of certifications, and just dive straight into the self mastery.
I love that. I was talking to a client yesterday, and I had to remind her. I said, in relations to my son who is 19, I said, if I'm not good, he's not good.
Hmm.
And I said, I got that revelation, as you mentioned just now, about 10
Yeah.
years ago, that I had to start taking responsibility for me, because if I wanted to help him, I need to make sure that I'm good enough to help him. So
Yeah.
what you just said just now really resonate and connect with me at the core, because I could remember embracing that same idea. A
Yeah.
lot of people lose themselves trying to serve externally without the understanding of managing self first.
Hmm.
Uh, to be able to manage you right is to be able to help your child.
Yep.
Managing you right will be able to take care of your wife sufficiently.
Hmm.
Managing you right allows you to show up in the world and be a blessing to your mother, be a blessing to your church, be a
Hmm.
blessing. But people like, he's so selfish. No, you missed it. You're
Yeah.
missing the point. I got to get me right in order for me to help you be right in whatever you're asking me to help you with. If not, you'll find, Nathan, I know you've seen people who says, oh, I give everything to my child and the child didn't check for me. Well, you should
Yeah.
not have given everything to the child.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should have given everything to you, and the child should have gotten what they could have gotten from you in that of what you gave to yourself first.
And I would even go as far as to say, when you put other people and other things before you, you're actually putting that person and thing at a disadvantage.
Wow,
You're not giving that person all of you.
wow,
You
wow.
see, you're actually being selfish by putting
Mm,
them first.
mm, mm.
You're not giving all of you.
Wow. So now we got a bunch of selfish people watching this. Listen, man, I'm not throwing stones, man. I'm just simply saying you got to get your priorities right.
Yeah.
If you're going to live life effectively, you're going to have to get your priorities right. What does health and fitness, from a regimen standpoint, look like for you on a weekly basis? Because here's the deal. Uh, our whole my company, Effective Living Life Management Agency, is built around 5 F's. It's faith, finance, fitness, uh, family, and fun. Okay,
Okay. I like
coming
that.
up with we're putting a major emphasis in April on fitness and fun, because
Okay.
people are starting to get back out. And a lot of people,
Yeah.
I mean, when I say fun, I'm not talking about fun on the external, I'm talking about fun on the inside. It's being able to
Yeah.
learn how to like where you are and how you're showing up. But then on the fitness side, it's not about trying to look good so other people can be impressed, but it's knowing that when you lay down at night, your body feels great because you took care of it. What does
Yeah.
fitness look like for you when it comes to the regimen that you have incorporated for you?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you said that because this round, well, this past the time when most persons have given up on their New Year's resolution by
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
so they're back into the regular routine. But
yeah,
what my is my health and wellness routine. It has a couple pillars. There is the physical, which is the training. There's the
mhm,
nutrition.
yeah,
There's my rest and sleep, and there's my mentality, my mindset. Out of all four of them, the most important is the mindset, right?
mhm, yeah,
So first of all, my training routine, I train 6 days a week. 6 days a week, at least 1 hour each day. That consists of resistance training, weight training, and cardio. And I do that first thing in the morning. So let me go in order. My routine is I wake up 5:30. I have my prayer time. I have about 20-30 minutes of meditation time, and then
mhm.
I have 1 hour of training. All right, and I do that 6 days a week.
Wow.
All right.
Yep.
Prayer, meditation, training, starting at 5:30. Go ahead.
I like it. Keep on going. But the discipline, what brought about that initial structure? Because I have a similar system built for me that allows
Mhm,
me to pull everything in together to get the most out of my days.
mhm.
What caused you to focus on building yours the way you're building it, and talk about how some people can best do theirs in other ways.
Well, in about 2000, I think that was 2015, I joined Elite Fitness, which is now Elite. I became the COO of Elite
Okay.
Fitness, which is
Uh-huh.
now Elite Wellness Solutions.
Okay.
We used to focus on providing health and wellness programs for individuals. Then we moved to providing corporate wellness programs for companies. That's
Hmm.
what we do now as Elite Wellness Solutions. While we were still focusing on individuals, I used to, write meal plans, fitness programs, and help persons to get their life in order, help them to organize their time. And I realized I need to get myself in order too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, so I started to train at 4 a.m. because that's when I used to meet clients in the gym at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I kept with the routine of training and meditating in the morning times. I don't do the training anymore, but I still kept the routine of staying consistent in the morning because I realized that when I don't train, when I don't meditate, when I don't pray,
Mhm.
my day is completely thrown off.
Wow.
That sets the pace for my day. So now I've made it a habit. And that's something I would say to to your viewers here. Whatever you're doing, don't focus on being disciplined. You don't need discipline. What you
Wow.
need is habits.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see, I don't necessarily consider myself a disciplined person, even though most people would say otherwise, because I stick to certain regimens every day
Yeah.
or almost every day. I just implement habits.
Yeah.
Whatever journey you're on, whether it be your health journey, your professional journey, all is only a matter of strategies. My strategy is when I get up, I don't get to go on my phone unless I finish my morning routine, which is training,
Yeah.
meditation, all that stuff. So I don't get my reward
Yeah.
unless I do the work.
Yeah.
So I put
Yeah.
certain things in
So
place. Mhm.
I like that. You put certain things, developing habits. That's what I want to pull on just for a moment, because most people don't realize, just as you mentioned, your life is your habits.
Yeah.
If you want a better life, establish better habits. Is
Mhm.
that what you're saying to us?
Yeah, your results are only the sum total of your habits.
Yeah.
Wherever you are in life, whether you're fit, you're unfit, whether you're
Yeah.
rich, you're poor, whatever, it's only the sum total of the daily habits that you have.
Yeah.
So if
That's
you
good.
want to change your results, change your habits.
Wow. Wow. Whew. Boy, Nathan, boy, listen, let me tell you something. You're doing it, man. Listen, if you're watching us right now, this is a guy you want to follow. You want to connect with him online. If you're in the Bahamas or anywhere in the world, and you want to connect, we're in a digital space now where you can actually have a trainer in the Bahamas. you know,
Yeah.
so you need to get with Nathan. Nathan, you just said something, man. The power of habits.
Yeah.
People say, you mentioned your discipline. What you say is, I've been looking at my habits. I've
Hmm.
given attention to my habits, and my habits is making me disciplined,
Yeah.
or making me appear to be disciplined.
Just
I just
yeah.
want to make sure I have all of the right habits. Dive
Yeah.
into that a little bit more.
So we tend to some of my clients, because when I provide coaching for clients, my clients say, they come to me, they have the procrastination issues, they're not
Yeah.
motivated. And like I say, it's in three areas: in health, addictions, and career, right? But I implement the exact same strategies whether you come to me for any of those three goals.
Yeah.
Because if you're not motivated, don't try to be motivated.
Yeah.
If you procrastinate, don't try to fight yourself to actually do the work. All you need to do is implement one small step at a time. So let's use health and wellness, for example. You want to lose 50 pounds, for example, or you want to gain 50 pounds of muscle mass in some cases,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What's the first thing you should do? First thing you should do is actually decide what's the first step you can take. The first step might be for you to take is to pick out your exercise clothes,
Yeah.
or to decide on a time. I'm going to work out tonight at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That's your first step.
Yeah.
You don't have
Just
to worry about
just
tomorrow. You
yeah.
don't have to worry about next week.
Yeah.
One step.
Yeah.
All a habit is doing one step over and over and over
Over.
again.
Yeah. Yes. I like that. I like that. Listen, I like that. Oh my goodness. This is such good stuff, guys. Hey, what fitness, faith, fitness, faith. What's your view on merging those two together? Because a lot of people, they're all into faith, but they're not taking care of their, health and fitness. And then there are people who are all into health and fitness. They're not connecting to faith. What's your view on that?
The faith is my take on that is faith is believing what you can't see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I believe that I was put on this earth to fulfill a purpose for a reason. I believe that every human being on this earth was put here to fulfill a purpose. We're not just put here to live, go to work, pay bills, die. Everyone is designed to make some type of difference in this world, right? Everyone has a gift with which to make that difference. Now, in order for you to fully manifest your gift, in order for you to fully fulfill your purpose, you need to work on yourself. You need to be healthy, mind, body, spirit, emotions,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're making an impact in people's lives, that's going to play a toll on you. You know, that's going to, you're going to need motivation for that. You're going to need energy for that. You're going to need stamina for that. You're going to need to be happy with what you do. In order for you to be happy, in order for you to be energetic and excited, you have to first love your body and be fit in your body. Not just your body, but your mind has to be in tune as well. That's where the meditation comes in. I like to put it like this. I call it the result cycle. What brings about your result? This sums up every human being on the planet. You have your mind, your thoughts, which is your belief system. That leads to your emotions, how you feel. Your emotions lead to your actions. Your actions lead to your habits, and your habits lead to your life results.
Yeah.
But it starts with your mind.
Mind. Yeah.
You see? Yeah. So you have to take care of your mind, take care of your
Yeah.
body, and the rest follows.
Now, Nathan, a lot of people will tell you, stinking thinking has got them stuck to where they are on the fight to free your mind. The work that is required to free one's mind has caused a lot of people just to become impressed with what you just said versus being transformed by what you said. So, in other words, we know as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then we're told, I wrote a book, Effective Living, and I was telling my clients this morning in my session prior to this, I said to them, I started the introduction to say the book was not to be read to be impressed.
Yeah.
I wrote the book to transform lives.
Yeah.
I highlight, take time, read a page, and sit on a page for a month if necessary to get the work done in that respective area of your head if necessary, so that you could say the book Effective Living has helped me. The work necessary for a renewed mind. Talk to us a little bit about that, because most people are aware of the need to have a renewed mind. Very few people are committed to renewing their minds, however.
Having a renewed mind is a goal. It's like any other goal in your life. I actually speak about it in my book as well.
Yep.
The secret to finally sticking to your New Year's resolution. I devoted a whole chapter to the difference between your mind and your brain and how to train both. Right? When you talk about renewing your mind and developing a new mindset, like it is literally is the exact same steps. Figure out the first step. I believe in simplifying every single thing that you do.
Great stuff. I love it. Yep.
The simpler you could make your journey. I give it the 7-year-old test. My daughter is 7. So the 7-year-old test is whatever my goal is, I have to be able to tell it to my daughter, and she have to be able to explain it back to me.
Nice.
That's the 7-year-old test.
Yeah.
You see, so if a 7-year-old cannot tell you your goal, what your goals are, and what your plans are, it's too complicated.
Wow. Simplify
it, because our brains have two functions: to move you towards pleasure and away from pain. What pain is complication. Pain is, okay, I know I need to get my mind right, but I know I need to start meditating. I need to start motivating myself. I need to start thinking differently. I need to start doing all this stuff. When you focus, that's your mind. What you're telling your mind is, all right, this is a lot of work. Your mind want to conserve energy. You're making your mind think which means your mind is going to say, hey, since Ricardo is making me think, he don't want to do this, so let me move him away from this.
Yeah.
That's why you would find when you have a goal, like you want to exercise, for example, and you see when it's time to exercise, you don't. That's
Yeah.
because you're subconsciously training your mind not
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what you need to do is simplify the journey in that, okay, what is my primary obstacle? I ask my coaching clients two questions initially. What is your goal? What is your primary obstacle? My goal is to write a book, to build a business, to lose 50 pounds, whatever. My primary obstacle is I procrastinate, for example.
Yep.
Okay, so I identify, why do you procrastinate? I procrastinate because let's use exercising. I procrastinate because I really don't like to exercise. You know, exercising is painful. I could be doing something else. So they list all the other reasons.
Yep.
And then I help them to realize that procrastination is an effect, not a cause.
Yep.
The cause of procrastination is that you are rewiring your mind and your brain to think exercise is bad, exercise is painful, exercise is a pain point. So your mind helps you to procrastinate against it. But you just got to make that switch in your mind.
Boy, Nathan, we're going to have to do this again. We're going to have to do
Definitely,
this again.
man.
We're going to have to do this again. Listen, Nathan, I dubbed this whole talk around 8 tips to getting fit and healthy. Give us some quick tips to get that health and fitness mindset aligned to understanding if you do these basic things, and you've said a lot of them already, but trigger shoot them out. Just pop, 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 pop.
Okay.
Let's see what you would come up with your 8 once again.
All right. So one thing I would say is to be very clear with your goals, clear and specific, and simplify it. So instead of saying I want to get healthier, say no, I want to lose X amount of pounds by, so I want to lose 20 pounds by June 2nd, 2021.
Yeah.
Be very specific because it gives your brain and your mind something to work with. All right. Number 2 is develop the habits that you need to develop by taking very, very tiny, small, tiny steps.
Yeah.
All right. I got to specify very tiny, small steps. Then number 3 is to build momentum with those steps. You build momentum by taking one step. It's like a train. Train starts off going slow, and then it builds up. And by the end of the day, the train is going at full speed. And it takes a lot of force to actually stop the train.
Yep.
All right, that's number 3. And momentum goes both ways. You could either be building momentum towards or away from your goals.
Yep.
All right. Number 4, which actually should be number 2, is to identify your why.
Yep.
Your reason for wanting to achieve whatever goal you want to achieve, because your reason is your driving force. Yep. If you have a good enough reason, it will overpower your excuses. And an excuse is anything that stops you from achieving your goal.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 is work on your emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Everything that we do emotionally. All of our actions are emotional and we back it up by logic. So work on developing your emotional intelligence. Yeah. All right. And that's a whole different show in itself.
Yeah.
Right? I was on, so this is number 5, right?
You're on,
I lost count.
Yeah, you're on 5 already.
All right. So number 5 is develop a workable routine. Because we're talking about health and wellness here. So develop a workable routine. Workable means what can I comfortably do as far as nutrition, rest, mindset, and physical activity. 4 pillars. Right? That's actually 2 points in one. So put them into 4 pillars, first of all. Put them in the 4 pillars and then develop a workable routine. How do you know when you found a workable routine? I do the 1 to 10 scale test. Yep. I always ask my clients, so after we develop the plan, all right, this is your nutrition, this is your fitness, yada, yada. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being you're not going to do it, 10 being you're absolutely going to do it. Where do you fall on that scale? Once you fall on an 8 to 10 to say you're going to do it, that's a workable plan. Yeah. That's a good way to measure.
Boy, listen, Nathan, boy, let me tell you something. This was so good. Listen, I noticed something about you, and I want you to talk about it, because I think it's a point, and that is, it's clear that you enjoy what you're doing. How important is it for us to build enjoyment in what we're doing?
There's a common saying that says, if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't understand that because I was like, it's still work. Even though
Yeah.
you like it, it's still work, right?
Yeah.
But I realized they're not talking about you're not going to physically be working because I am working, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
find for so much fulfillment in what I do, I find joy and fulfillment
Yeah.
because I love it. Like I love self mastery. I love helping people to transform themselves.
Yeah.
I love transforming myself.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily work, it's me fulfilling my purpose.
Yeah.
When you're walking in your purpose and you're using the gifts that God gives you, you live a happy and a fulfilled life. So
Yeah.
you have to find something you're passionate about. If you're in on a job or doing something, have a career that you don't like. I'm not saying just jump up and quit because that's your
Right.
money, that's your bread and
Right.
butter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's your work.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's your job. Put
Sure.
your
Yeah.
focus on your work.
Yeah.
Your work is what you were meant to do. It's your purpose. It's what you're passionate about. It's a job versus work.
Yeah. Wow. You want to know the difference.
Yeah.
There's job, and then there's work.
Yeah.
And one of those I've been teaching, Nathan, is you're like a fish in water. You're in an element that naturally connects with you, and it looks beautiful. It looks
Yeah.
beautiful. Take you out of that element, and you're sitting in your car frustrated. I hate this job. I hate
Yeah.
these people. You getting up on Monday morning. Oh my goodness, I can't wait until it's the weekend. That's a
Yeah.
fish out of water. But when you're a fish in water, everything comes alive for you. Now, let's talk about, before we bring our talk to a close, mastery. I want to dive into that word, mastery. The dangers of mastery or the understanding to embrace it.
Mastery is basically knowing how to manage your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Three pillars to mastery, right? Which is why I focus on those. Mastery allows you to achieve anything in life because all success and failure begins in your mind.
Yeah.
So before you could succeed, you got to first be able to see it in your mind and believe it.
Yeah.
Before you can fail, you got to first see that failure in your mind and believe it before you're going to quit or keep going. Self mastery, mastery of self is something that is one of the most important things that you could ever do in your entire life because it's how you become a good parent, it's how you become a good CEO, it's how you be a good employee, it's how you're able to be such a good host and run your company, your brand, because you've been able to master yourself to a certain point.
Yeah.
We're all on our journey of self mastery.
Yeah.
No one is finished mastering themselves because it's a never ending journey.
Mm.
But there are some indications that you have mastered yourself to certain levels.
Yep.
Those indications are you're able to keep yourself motivated, you're able to overcome procrastination, you're able to pursue your goals consistently. So there are a number of indications that you've reached a certain level
Yeah.
in different areas in your life. But it just takes for you to first stop, take a second, and build a level of self-awareness, which is the first step to self-mastery, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Building self-awareness, because you cannot change what you don't know.
Yeah.
You see? And once you build a level of self-awareness, you change your disempowering beliefs and you take action, massive action. It's no stopping you after that.
Hey, I believe everybody in the Bahamas need to connect with you, man.
Excellent.
Okay. I
I
hope
received that.
if you're watching this and you need a coach, you need a trainer, you need someone to help you with your journey, this right here is the real deal. Okay, I ain't playing. This is good stuff, and so I appreciate what you just said. Looking back at your life now, Nathan, going back 10, 15 years ago, knowing what you know now, what would you say, man? When it comes to health and fitness, when it comes to the mindset that you've now acquired, I want you to talk to yourself 15 years ago and say, wow, here's what I need you to know, because there was someone watching who's back there where you were. You're no longer there because you've gone ahead and you've become who you are now. But I want you to talk to yourself there in like you're speaking to the person who's going to be at that place and they're going to embrace what you're about to say. So what would that be in relations to 10, 15 years ago? Boy, I wish I knew what I know now.
10, 15 years ago, I had to sit myself down and lock myself in a retreat for a couple of days to talk to myself where I was so far gone.
Wow.
But one of the major things I would tell myself back then is to self-prioritize. focus on what I'm doing with myself. Stop worrying about other people
Wow.
so much. Stop chasing money.
Yep.
Stop chasing women.
Yep.
Stop, following friends. Just turn my attention inward for a bit.
Ooh. Mhm.
All right. When you turn your attention inward and focus on mind, emotion, habits, you identify, all right, this is what I'm doing with my day. From I wake up till I go to bed, this is what I'm doing my week, my year.
Yep.
When you realize what you're doing, this is how I'm feeling. I feel anxious, which is how I got into like smoking and stuff because I was insecure. I had a temper issue. When you sit down and turn your attention inward, self-prioritize, identify how you're feeling, what you're thinking, why you're thinking it, why you're feeling it, then take steps towards changing those thoughts, towards changing those emotions, and
Yep.
towards developing the habits.
Yep.
Man, like yeah, life is like if I really wish I had discovered this
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. I don't know where I would have been today, but it's helped me over the years since I've discovered it a
Yeah.
lot. And I not only me, but I have actually taught every coaching client I have, every presentation I give, I teach my audience and my coaching clients these exact same strategies on how to turn their attention inward.
Yep.
And then you see the results manifested outwards in your personal life, in your professional life, everywhere.
Yep. I like that. I like that. That is so good, man. Listen, effective living. What does it look like to you?
Effective living is, once again, mastery of self. Mastery of self, meaning being able to manage myself, being able to be happy, because I believe happiness is one of the most important things in the entire world. You got to be happy with your family, with yourself, with your work. You have to be happy because you won't do things the way you should if you're not happy. Number one, effective living is being happy, mastering yourself, and doing all of that so you can fulfill your purpose and add value to others. So when you're mastering self, adding value to others, that is real effective living. That is you fulfilling your God-given
Yeah.
purpose on this earth.
Listen, man, that is such a great response. I ask all of my guests, that's my last question for the most part in relation to our talk. And I love that answer. And I'm taking bits and pieces from you, man. I'm taking bits and pieces from you.
Feel free.
This is good stuff. Listen, tell people a little bit more about NLS Global, how they can follow you, some of the services that you offer, and so forth.
So NLS Global, so the website is nls-global.com. That's nls-global.com. And like I say, we provide education and training for individuals and businesses in terms of emotional intelligence, managing mindsets, and developing behavioral change. And that really equates to my book. So my book, you can find my book there, and some other books are coming out this year. And we offer courses, individual online courses, which is a self-mastery course. And one of the modules in that course is health and wellness.
Yep.
You see, so those courses will be launched in April in the next coming weeks. And then there's a corporate program on soft skills that we focus on. But I advise you, I encourage you to go over the website. There's a blog there as well. We got all kind of resources for you. So nls-global.com.
Good stuff. On Saturday, April 10th, Effective Living will be hosting its 5K run walk. This is our moment to say we're coming out strong. The state of Texas is open. They said we're open for business. The Ranger Stadium say full capacity. Just wear your mask. And so we're preparing for our 5K. Nathan, give our viewing audience who will be joining us at the 5K a couple of tips, seeing that you're a guy committed to health and fitness in preparation, because we're about a week and a half away, if not a little bit, almost 2 weeks. What tips will you give them as we get ready to close? Hey, preparing for the 5K, here's my advice to you.
You preparing for this 5K? That's to say in about a week and a half.
Uh-huh.
My advice to you, I guess it would be get your mind right. Identify why you're even going to do this 5K in the first place, and don't talk yourself out of it. So don't look at change. What I'm trying to say is change your focus.
Yep.
Don't focus on it's a long run. Don't focus on I wonder if I could do this, or I wonder how I can look, or I wonder if I can come last. No, but whatever you focus on, you move towards. So focus on I'm going to complete this. Focus on this is going to be fun. Focus on I'm going to network with some people. Focus on all of the right things and watch the experience be completely different for you.
Listen, that right there, I'm gonna have the editing specialist pull that out and just use that as the commercial, man, for the 5K.
Feel
Guys,
free.
ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here on Effective Living. Subscribe to our channel. Every day we have incredible guests. Nathan Sweden, this was so good, man. We're gonna have to schedule another time. I'm excited about what you're doing, the services, what you're offering. I highly endorse, recommend, and suggest people everywhere to connect with this brother. This is something that needs to be heard. This is something that needs to be embraced. And if you don't understand, someone is assigned to help you. And when you listen to Mr. Sweeting, I want you to know that there's a statement that goes like this: when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Everybody can't help you, but somebody can. Everybody is not assigned to you, but somebody has been assigned to you. When you hear that teacher opens their mouth, something ignites within you that says, he's the guy or she's the guy. I believe there are persons watching us who says, I need to connect with this guy. Go ahead and connect with him. Don't procrastinate. Don't put it off, because here's the deal. The person who's assigned to help you, they can help you get to that next level. So if you know you need help in what you heard him just explain and dissect and bring to life here on this talk, tell yourself, you know what? I'm not too old to get help. I'm not too young to get help. I'm not too far behind to get help. The truth is, if I need help, I'm going to embrace help. That's what it's all about. Effective living is helping you get your act together, because the truth of the matter is your life is being constructed by you on a daily basis. If you don't like where you are, you can change that. Over time, if you apply the right principles, you can find yourself right where you desire to be. Have a great day, guys. Man, Nathan Sweden, this was phenomenal. Man, you ended the month of March for us on a bang. I mean, you dropped the mic. Boom. I'm out. Thank you again, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
God bless.
All right.